we're going to review the techniques that we learned yesterday. Each one of you individually is going to create 4 different piping techniques that will be turned into me at the end of the class on a piece of wax paper. You will have 3 different tips. You need a round tip to be able to draw a square and your name. It does not matter what size the tip is. You'll need a shell tip to be able to do a simple ruffle border. It doesn't matter, again, what size that is. And also a creative tip that you can do some kind of cute decoration on your cupcakes for cupcake borders. So I've got my piping bag here. I used a Ziploc bag. You guys can use piping bags. It all works out just the same. So I've got my coupler in there, and I'm going to start out with my shell tip. So I'm just going to go ahead and screw that on. I cut a hole in there, just being sure that it wasn't cut too big so that frosting did not come out. And then I'm just going to fold the top of the bag over and fill it up with just a little bit of frosting to start, because I don't want it to come out of the top. So you can always add more frosting as you go, and you're trying to avoid air bubbles because that'll mess up your border. So for your shell border, you're keeping all the pressure on your dominant hand for any of the piping techniques. So I'm right-handed, so all the pressure is on the top of the bag with my right hand, and my other 2 fingers are just there to guide it. So for shell technique, you go put all the pressure, and then stop putting pressure, and then pull back. So you put pressure, pull up, and pull back. So once you get to end, you stop putting pressure. So I stop putting pressure and pull back. And keep on doing this until it looks neat, because you'll be graded on neatness and the technique of your piping skills. So just do, a few shells across, just to know that I can see that you have a consistent technique. So now I'm going to change up my tip. And just be careful not to squeeze too hard because the bag will bust. So next, I'm just going to put on my round tip. And I'm going to start out doing a square just so you can see that the lines are consistent. So just do 1 line. It doesn't have to be a big square either. And this will help you with your writing as well. And then put your name. So I'm just going to put Chef. So that's 3 of your techniques right there. And then for your final tip, use whatever the creative tip that you want is. So for me, it's going to be this flower tip. So I'm just going to do little flowers all the way across. And then I'm just going to kind of build it up. So if I was doing a cupcake, I could do this all over the top. Even if I was doing a cake, I could go and put dots all the way down, and it looks like a little garden. So be sure to have these 4 techniques. You're going to turn it into me on a piece of wax paper, and